And so I'd say maybe 20-30% of the code that is inside of our repos today in some of our projects are probably all written by software. What about you guys?
The big one that we're focused on is building an AI and a machine learning engineer to advance the LLaMA development itself, right? Because I mean, our bet is sort of that in the next year, probably, you know, I don't know, maybe half the development is going to be done by AI as opposed to people, and then that will just kind of increase from there.
That to me is, I think, one of the biggest roles of open source, right? Which is to be able to take, let's say, some of your even inside of the LLaMA family, taking a large model, and then to be able to distill it into a smaller model that has even that same model shape, I think is a big use case.
I've always been fascinated by this. I mean, I think the distillation is one of the most powerful parts of open source. And I mean, the distillation, it's just like, it's magic. I mean, you basically can make it so that you can get 90% or 95% of the intelligence of something that is 20 times larger in a form factor that is so much cheaper and more efficient to use. We built this for kind of server production, but a lot of the open source community wants even smaller models. But being able to basically take whatever intelligence you have from bigger models and distill them into whatever form factor you want to be able to run on your laptop, on your phone, on whatever the thing is, I think is just, I don't know. I mean, to me, this is like one of the most important things. There's all this hype around AI, and I feel like you've been able to kind of see through that and make very rational investments at each step along the way. And one of the points that you've made is that, okay, there's all this hype, but like really at the end of the day, if this is going to lead to massive increases in productivity, that needs to be reflected in major increases in GDP. And that this is going to take like multiple years, many years to kind of play out. And I'm curious how you think, what's your current outlook on sort of what we should be looking for to understand the progress that this is making?
I think AI has the promise, but you now have to sort of really have it deliver the real change in productivity. And that requires software and also management change, right? Because in some sense, people have to work with it differently. People always quote what happened with electricity, right? It was there for 50 years before people figured out that, hey, we got to really change the factories to really use electricity differently, right? And that is the famous Ford case study. And so to me, we are somewhere in between. I hope we don't take 50 years. But I do feel that by just thinking of this as the horseless carriage is also not going to be the way we're going to get to the other side. So it's not just tech. Tech has got to progress. You got to put that into systems that actually deliver the new work artifact and workflow.
Yeah, well, we're all investing as if it's not going to take 50 years. So I hope it doesn't take 50 years.